I was a cowboy on board a man of war. Sun got away on board a man of war. Billy went.
My name is Nathaniel Thorne, of the Thorns of Mystic, Connecticut. Since the dawn of the age of sail, the Thorns have lived by and for the sea. My father was Caleb Thorne. I barely knew him. When I was 4 years old, shots were fired at Lexington and Concord. My father, a seasoned whaleman, couldn't sit idly by while his neighbors fought for their freedom. He became a privateer, a patriotic pirate capturing British ships for the rebel cause. My father seized many an English merchantman, providing vital supplies to General Washington's struggling army. He was heralded as a hero in all 13 colonies, but he did not live to see them united as a new nation. Father had been assigned a treasonous snake by the name of Nehemiah Marks as his first lieutenant. One night, Marks inspired a mutiny on my father's ship. He turned my father and the loyal members of his crew over to the British. Marks assumed command of my father's ship and continued privateering, but this time for the British. The British imprisoned my father on HMS Jersey, the hellish prison ship moored in Wallabout Bay off the coast of Brooklyn, New York. We heard nothing more of him for the better part of a year. Then, I'll never forget when my mother woke me late at night while I lay in my room in Mystic.
Said your father's not coming home, Nathaniel. Not ever. Yellow fever got him. On that filthy ship, the Jersey. He was able to smuggle this off the prison ship. It's the Thorne medallion, Nathaniel. The link to your family's vast knowledge of the sea. Keep it close to your heart, Nathaniel. And your father's spirit will always be with you. Always.
Though I was but a boy, at that moment I clutched my father's medallion tight, and I silently swore 2 things to his spirit. I would follow in my father's footsteps. I, too, would dedicate my life to the sea. And if I ever crossed paths with Nehemiah Marks, I would make him pay for what he did to my father. In 1799, when I was 28 years old, I finally made good on both my promises.
Enemy in sight! action! All hands on deck! Enemy in sight!
I was one of the first enlistees in the United States Navy when Congress created it in 1794. Due to my sailing experience and the Thorn name, I received a commission as first lieutenant of a squadron flagship, the U.S.S. Declaration. The Navy's first assignment was in the Caribbean. French privateers had been plundering American shipping. The revolutionary government in Paris thought that America, due to her youth, would be easy prey for pirates. The Navy was to prove to the French how wrong they were. On a routine patrol off the coast of Guadeloupe, Declaration and her support vessels encountered a fleet of French privateers. It was still early in the war. The scoundrels fell upon one of our lightly armed schooners. They wanted to see what this new navy was made of. We were happy to oblige. All right, lads, roll out your guns. Let's give the frogs the fight they're looking for.
Lieutenant Thorn! Lieutenant Thorn! Commodore Harris requests your presence in his cabin immediately. He was on deck during the last broadside. I had to take him below myself. He doesn't look good.
I don't know why, but I was filled with a strange mixture of apprehension and excitement at my fellow lieutenant's words. Something important was about to happen, but I couldn't predict what.
Ah, Mr. Thorn, come in. I've never told you, but I knew your father. I served on his ship during the Revolution. He was an incredible man, a born leader. I can see that you are cut of the same stuff. Oh, I'm trapped in this bed, and you're going to have to be my legs. As you navigate through this ship, you'll notice that your mouse pointer will change shape from time to time. Now here, move it across the right and left edges of the screen. See it turn into a compass. Whenever that happens, click the left-hand mouse button and you will move in that direction. Left, right, up, down, or forward. Whenever you enter a new location, I would strongly suggest moving your mouse pointer around the edges of the screen so you can see where all the exits are. You never know when you'll need one in a hurry. Now, please, find the surgeon in the next cabin and ask about my condition. Then come back in all haste. I have additional instructions.
I'm afraid a splinter 3 inches long has lodged itself near the Commodore's heart. The splinters and shrapnel thrown up by the enemy shot are sometimes deadlier than the cannonballs themselves. My husband will be up from the orlop deck momentarily to operate, but I'm afraid it doesn't look good. I'm afraid a splinter 3 inches long.
A chest? Well, I suppose there was one once here, Mr. Thorne, but we had to move it to make way for old Dragon Breath. Now, all of Captain Bradley's furniture is with the livestock, if you know what I mean.
No need for words. I can can see the sergeant's opinion on your face. Well, dying or not, I'm still going to command this battle. Through you, Mr. Thorne. Note that when you pass your mouse pointer over some people, the pointer icon turns into a mouth. That means that you can talk to that person by clicking on them. During your term of service in the Navy, Thorne, I'll expect you to do your duty aggressively. Yes, talk to everyone you can. Even superior officers can sometimes benefit from the experiences of their subordinates, assuming the communications passes through the regular chain of command. Now I need you to go up on deck and find Captain Bradley. He knows where the squadron's signal book is. I can't run this battle without it. Now click on him when the mouse pointer turns into a mouth. Listen to what he has to say. And then come back here. And by the way, I won't simply talk when you enter the room anymore. From now on, you'll have to click on me as well.
To fly a signal flag from a mast, simply drag the flag from your inventory window and drop it onto the mast in question, Mr. Thorne. The battle isn't going well, Nathaniel. We have the superior ships and the armament, but the frogs are using their usual tactics of baiting the fleet and Captain Bradley's falling for it. We have to issue a command to counter the French strategy, but how? One of the signal flags is blown overboard. We'll have to find a replacement for it, but where are we going to find another piece of red cloth on this ship? Only Commodore Harris are here.
I need you to go back on deck and find Captain Bradley. He knows where the squadron signal book...
The signal book, locked away safely in a chest, in my day cabin. It always is. Who wants to know? Look here, Lieutenant. The Commodore has suffered an incapacitating injury, which makes me acting commander of the squadron. It's my battle now. Oh, I know that you're the Commodore's pet. Letting in on my chance of glory. Hamilton Bradley is not a man who easily forgets a slight, especially from a young upstart like you.
The chest? What? Why has Providence cursed me with such an incompetent boom of a captain? This is why I have to depend on you, Thorn. If Bradley's father wasn't a powerful senator, he never would have received his commission. Oh, excuse me. We must focus on the problem at hand. Oh, the chest will have been moved before battle. The gunner in the next cabin can tell you that, but where? Well, any seaman would know that. So should you, Mr. Thorn, thanks to your medallion. Yes, the Thorn medallion, keeper of your family's vast knowledge of the seas. Now you have it with you, Yes, under your uniform. Excellent. Now, sometimes, when you pass your mouse pointer over people, places, and things, well, the icon will turn into a tiny medallion. That means there is an entry on that person, place, or thing in the Thorn's chart room. When the mouse pointer is a medallion, click the right-hand mouse button if you have a PC, or hold down the Option key and click the mouse button if you have a Macintosh. Then you'll be transported instantaneously to the Thorn's chart room in Mystic, specifically to the entry on the person, place, or thing you just clicked on. So, I'll give you a hint. The chest containing the signal book is in the same safe-keeping place as the livestock. Go all the way forward on this deck, find the manger, and run your mouse pointer over it, as I just described. Read the manger chart room entry, then come back here. The chart room and the medallion contain knowledge, Thorn, the most important weapon of any officer's arsenal. Consult it frequently, and you'll go far in this man's navy.
A chest? Well, I suppose there was one once here, Mr. Thorne, but... well...
Good work, my lad. I knew I was right putting my trust in you. Now, I'll tell you what command to send to the squadron so we can win this battle. Oh, this talking has weakened me considerably. Oh, the room is spinning. It's hard to think. Mr. Thorne. I'm sorry, Mr. Thorne. Right or option click on the signal book in your inventory window and decide on the correct tactic. Don't forget to consult other chart room entries that are cross-referenced with that one. I know you can do it, Thorne. I was the one who escaped from that prison ship and brought you the medallion when you were but a boy. Even then, I knew you would make your father proud.
To fly a signal flag from a mast, simply drag
I commanded the squadron to break the enemy's line. The French were caught completely by surprise when we charged straight for them and raked their sterns and bows with broadsides. Captain Bradley was furious. He thought I made a fool of him by going over his head, but there was little he could do about it. We won the battle, captured the French privateers, and I was hailed as a hero. We escorted the beaten French privateers to St. Kitts, a friendly British colony, and waited for the prize court to make a decision with regards to the captured ship's work. my fellow officers and I were granted some long-awaited shore leave. We wasted no time making merry. Then, one morning, I received word that Commodore Harris wished to speak with me again.
Mr. Thorne, I have a matter with you. The Navy Department has just informed me that a large American merchant convoy is preparing to leave Jamaica, laden with sugar and cocoa, rich prey. The vessel closest to Jamaica is U.S.S. Dolphin, currently on patrol duty off the coast of Puerto Rico. I have in my hand here new orders for Dolphin's commanding officer, a Captain Ellis, to proceed at once to Jamaica and escort the merchant convoy to safety in Charleston. A support vessel must be sailed from here in St. Kitts to Puerto Rico to deliver Captain Ellis's new orders to Golden Dolphin. Ooh, we have such a vessel here. U.S.S. Friendship, a former merchant vessel recommissioned as a Navy sloop. Unfortunately, her young captain has succumbed to the dreaded yellow fever, the poor devil. So in light of your recent heroism and your demonstrated abilities, by the power invested in me by the Navy Department and the United States Congress, you are hereby granted command of U.S.S. Friendship. Go ashore, provision the ship for her voyage, sail to Puerto Rico, and deliver my orders to Golden Dolphin. Congratulations, Mr. Thorne. Congratulations, Captain Thorne. Godspeed.
Commodore Harris's words rang in my ears as I left his bedside. Captain Thorne! I could hardly believe it. I had waited my whole life for this. My first command. My feet barely touched the gangplank as I descended to the shore. But Captain Bradley was waiting for me on the dock, ready to bring me crashing back to reality.
The Commodore is resting, Thorne, which means you have to deal with me. When you have provisioned Friendship, I'll authorize you to set sail. But I had a little discussion with the local merchant. It seems his prices have suffered an unexpected inflation. For you only. I told you it was a mistake to cross me, Thorne.